Hi everyone, Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I'm not laughing at what you think I'm laughing at. I know you think I'm laughing at the title of the video, which is correct, by the way. For other people who are watching this from America and go, it came out on Tuesday, it's 2 days. Came out yesterday here in Europe. 1 day. I'm European. I'm what counts. Also makes a much better title for a video. Without being clickbait, because it's still true. No, it's not. It's not. The reason why I'm laughing is because yesterday I did a video about patch 8.2. And then I followed it up with a video about Stormblood moving into Shadowbringers. Let's just say the amount of sodium that was flowing yesterday was huge. And I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. But I said to myself, okay, today, let's try and lower the sodium levels. Let's try and unite people under one banner once again. Let's, stop playing silly beggars. And so I did the video about Pete Hines, who playing victim about Fallout 76. It's Bethesda who are the victims. And I thought, yeah. And then this came out. And I couldn't resist. So let the sodium flow once again. Now, I got some critical things to say about this. I got some logical things to say about this. And I've got a positive. I know, a positive about a cash shop. We'll get to it. So, first things first. If you haven't seen it, and you might not have, because as far as I'm aware, there isn't a video out for this yet, unless it's unlisted, but from the making of this video, one wasn't out. Blizzard do have a tendency to unlist certain videos in an effort to reduce the amount of downvotes on it. But yes, we have another unique mount on the Blizzard store that you can purchase for either singular, just with money, or you can get it free if you purchase 6 months worth of game time. Now, this is now the 4th unique mount in 6 months. The Volpine Familiar came out December 13th, so 6 months and 2 weeks. But these, all 4, and they're all unique, have come out in a space of 6 months, which is an excessive amount. And I'm just going to say it. Yeah, it does scream of desperation. It does scream that Blizzard are desperate to raise revenue for Battle for Azeroth because this expansion has been a big fat flop. Big fat flop. Like me. What? But yes, so remember, when you've got shareholders, you can't just have a decent amount of money, because the game is still making a decent amount of money. Do not get me wrong. But it's not making all the money, and it's got to keep the shareholders happy, and it hasn't. It clearly hasn't. So let's get into the regular kind of debates and arguments. You don't have to purchase them. No, you don't have to purchase them. Right, let's get that out of the way. You can purchase it with gold if you do the conversion. Yes, you can purchase it with gold if you do the conversion. However, you've got to have the amount of gold to make the conversion to do that. Some people don't have that. If everyone had it, there wouldn't be a need for a cash shop. This is why the cash shop exists, because there is a demand, and therefore there is a supply. Okay? Good. Glad we got all that over and done with. Let's just jump to this, first of all. Remember the Dreadwake? I did a video about the Dreadwake because you couldn't purchase this individually like you can this one. This was fully attached to purchasing 6 months worth of World of Warcraft game time. And I said, particularly after seeing how poor BFA was, that they're just trying to lock you in. That's all they're trying to do here. They're just trying to lock you in for 6 months, making sure that they have a specific number that they can call upon as a minimum number of subscribers for the next 6 months. A way for them to track. And then, hopefully they'll have some others on top of that. And I believe I also stressed that it's also a very cynical ploy, because it means that they don't If they get people locked in, they don't necessarily have to, get things done in a hurry, if you kind of get where I'm coming from. There were a lot of problems with BFA, and they weren't done in a hurry. In actual fact, patch 8.2, which came out yesterday for us here in Europe, hence one day, is really the first major content patch of this expansion, 10 months in. 8.1 was terrible, man. Terrible. If you were a raider, you got something to do. If you weren't a raider, see ya. You were holding on by the skin of your teeth for something, anything to get involved with. And so as soon as that 6-month period finished, boom, this went right back up on the store, straight onto the store as an individual purchase. This one here, of course, you can do on its own. However, I think we're kind of in the same situation here with this one, okay? I think we've got a couple of things. First and foremost, let's deal with the elephant in the room, Shadowbringers. Let's deal with that one first, and then I'll do WoW stuff. Shadowbringers comes out tomorrow, early access. Virtually everybody is going to be on the game. A huge proportion of players are going to be playing Shadowbringers tomorrow, pre-ordering the game, getting the 5-ish early days to get in to the expansion. So they are trying, first of all, to lock in as many people who are going to go off and play Shadowbringers. As long as you purchase this with a 6-month subscription to grab that, they don't care if you're playing WoW or not. They don't give a shit. They just want your ding-a-ling-a-wing-a-hinger. So that's all. So first and foremost, they're putting up today with Shadowbringers coming out tomorrow to try and capture as many people quickly on this. So that's that over and done with. I think that's pretty obvious, and we don't need to go too much further into that. It speaks for itself. Secondly, and possibly more worryingly, I think it also plays into exactly the same reason why the Dreadwake had its offer. And I know some people go, no, it was already pre-planned. No. There was an offer ready, sure. It could have come out at any time, at any point, anywhere. For any length of time. It could have been for 2 months, 1 month, 3 months, 4 months. They chose to put together what they chose on that date. Jesus Christ. But I think it goes on the similar lines of the Dreadwake. I think patch 8.2 is it for Battle for Azeroth this year. I don't think there's going to be another patch. I don't think we're going to see 8.3 this year. I think 8.3 is going to come next year. What I believe is this is another attempt to lock in as many people as possible, knowing that patch 8.2 is going to last at least that period. At least that period. Because 6 months will take us to the end of the year. And then maybe 8.3 comes out the end of January, beginning of February, something like that, 2020. That's my prediction. It's a guess, but it's a prediction. And the reason why it's a prediction is because the way that they've positioned from a marketing perspective 8.2, they've got shill websites saying patch 8.2 is a mini expansion in itself. Fuck off. Get out of here. That's how they're trying to play that. They're trying to play 8.2 as a massive content drop that's going to last you for a considerable period of time. Also, if that doesn't necessarily work, this is where the positive element may come in. Classic. If this doesn't work, as in 8.2 doesn't work to hold people's attention, Classic is coming the end of August, and I think that Classic is going to bring people back into the game. I don't know how many anymore. Back in November 2017, I had huge numbers, but I think Blizzard have done a lot of damage to themselves, particularly in the last 6 to 8 months. A lot of damage to themselves. And I don't think they hold that trust that they used to hold by any stretch of the imagination. And so exactly how many people come back, I'm unsure. But I do think they will come back in substantial numbers. Substantial enough for it to be a huge deal. Substantial enough, and I'm going to call it now, that WoW will be the #1 streamed game on Twitch on release. On Classic, that is. And I think it will be huge. I think there will be possibly even a Twitch record-breaking number of people watching. We'll see. We'll see, but I'm putting it out there. But if you plan, you know, if you're done with Battle for Azeroth, or if you're like somebody who'll just dip in and out, and you're just like, nah, man, think on this. Are you going to play Classic for 4 months? You know, if you think, yeah, I'm absolutely going to be on Classic for 4 months, then it might actually be worth snagging. It might actually be worth snagging. Not that I'm trying to give Blizzard any money whatsoever, but I'm just thinking from your own perspective. If you're going to be dipping in and out of Battle for Azeroth now, for the next couple of months, and which means you're going to have a subscription, and you're going to easily be playing Classic for the next 4 months, do it. If you're unsure about any of that, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you're sure about something like that, sure, if you want to do it, you go for it. I mean, I won't personally, because I'm not going to give them that satisfaction of money. But yeah, to me, it's another really cynical. It's really another cynical thing, because it's showing distinct lack of what's the word I'm looking for here? Lack of belief, I think, is the word. The lack of belief in your product, where you're trying to lock people in for such a lengthy period of time. It kind of shows that you either have a lack of belief in your product, or you know exactly what your product's all about, and there ain't going to be anything else joining the fray. But there you go. That's what I got to say about that. Buy it, don't buy it. It's no skin off my freaking nose. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links there in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.